Hi, welcome to Teaching Kids Programming. I'm Lynn Langett.
And I'm Llewellyn Falco.
And today we're going to show you our core teaching technique, which is a recipe.
So we're doing a compressed class here, and we'll start right off with the recipe for the giant tortoise.
And what we do is the intentional method. We have the kids read the English and translate it into small basic. So start off with this first line, show the giant tortoise, and the subject is the
giant tortoise.
So start typing giant tortoise, and you'll see that the IntelliSense helper comes up, and you just press tab and you can complete it, and then use the dot to then navigate and look for the verb, which in this case is
show, and
then press tab and it auto completes, and you can run it by pressing F5, and you'll see the good old tortoise.
Yay!
So the next thing that you do is once you've successfully translated a line, you press Control L, which deletes it. So in the next line, we've encapsulated a 10 to 30 line recipe that usually takes about a half an hour, and we're going to just translate that to give you a sense of what a recipe result looks like. So you're going to start with
subject is still giant tortoise,
and we want to draw a green square, so we're going to investigate possible methods, and we're going to see the best fit is
draw a square.
And if you read the documentation over on the right, you'll see that you pass in a color string with quotes
except I want that to be green.
Green, yep, got to read the requirements, and then you run it by pressing F5. And you can see we had a successful result. Now, once the students have completed a recipe, we move into the verbal portion of the class, which is
the recap, where we just do the exact same thing you saw. The first time it's the students, the second time it's the kids. And then we move on to something called the variation.
Yep, and in the variation, we if you switch back to small basic, we take the basic recipe and we run it to make sure that it works. And then we take a look at what things in the recipe we are documenting. And in this,
so right now we have the sides and we have colors.
Yep.
And color's already exposed, it's easy to change it, but let's start by exposing sides.
And to do that, we're going to have to change our code. So if we change the method from draw square to another method we have available, which is draw shape, we now have the ability to expose the number of sides. Now we're going to
but I want to do the same thing, right?
Right. So we're going to start by putting in 4, and this will produce the same square. And this is the first part of the variation. Now for this, as instructors, we would actually be telling the students what to do. There wouldn't be a line of English, but you'd use this grid to help both you and the student understand what you're doing.
So now that everything's exposed, we can start changing it. So how about a pink septagon?
I'd call it a sevenagon, but okay.
Sevenagon.
And then we go ahead and run it. And so now we've completed the variation. So if you go back to the chart, you can see that we have changed both the sides and the color. Now one of the things that the students will want to do, of course, is keep on going with the changes. And depending on how the class goes, if there's time, we do let them go ahead with the changes.
But now it's time for the last part of the hour, which is the quiz.
So our quizzes are a bit different in that they're designed so the students can realize what they learned rather than to test for knowledge. And
they also, you take the quiz with the same tool that you use to program. So it's not doing the programming in one place and then like quiz on paper. So we can start by running this. I haven't done anything though, so looks like I failed.
Well, we better try and translate that first line. So have the giant tortoise draw an orange octagon. We should know how to do this after completing our recipe. So we're going to use giant tortoise and the dot, and then we're going to use...
It's going to have to be shape because square won't do it.
Yeah, we learned that in the variation.
Octagon is 8, right?
Yeah, I think so.
And orange.
Orange is orange. Gotta spell it right. Let's see
if we did.
Yeah, see how we did here. And one of the things we've done is we pass in the values into this reward shape, and the reward shapes really make the quizzes a lot of fun, and the kids actually enjoy taking them. So they enjoy the fact they learned, and they enjoy the results. And the quizzes are usually 4 or 5 questions.
Oh, and now I can see that we passed.
In fact, what the kids will generally do is they'll go back and vary or play with it some more, even though they know it will fail, because they're just having so much fun with coding.
Let's try a random triangle.
And there we see it makes a different shape. And it will fail because we didn't translate it the way it said, but we still get the reward of the fun shape.
And those are the 4 parts. We hope you enjoyed it, and hope that you go out and start teaching kids yourself.
Thanks.